Hi. First live stream like this. We're actually in a shop right now.
Yeah. So this
But-
cold out.
We are doing a bass lure gear review.
Yeah.
So basically, we're just going to be picking up lures, talking about when to use them, where to use them, what's the best time of year, and just give you some information on how to target some bass. So Jade's going to select the first lure.
Okay.
No one's watching yet.
Just propping mine up. So, I've actually caught a lot on my Wacky Rig Senko.
Yeah, wacky rigs, they work really good.
So, I usually catch mine around 2 or 3 in the afternoon. And I've caught, I think, 4 bass on them.
4? Yeah.
Yeah. And
Where do you think is the best place to use them?
Either in some ponds or maybe in like a bunch of like bayous and stuff. And
Yeah, I want to start off with my soft plastics. Soft plastics starting off. Oh gosh. Oh, we got one live viewer.
oh,
Hi.
good.
So,
Hi.
whoever's watching, we're basically doing a live bass gear review and just talking about lures, where to use them, when to use them, what's the best time, and stuff like that.
Feel free to live chat and like.
Oh, we just lost them.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so I'm going to be starting off with my soft plastics. So this lure, this is the Bass Pro Shops shad swim bait. And what happens is, like, when you pull this through the water, it rolls. But this lure will catch you really, really big bass. So, like, in a pond or a lake, if you're just dragging it along the shoreline, that is going to catch you some 3-4 plus pound bass. So that is a good swim bait if you want to start out.
What time of day would you recommend using?
Really any time of day, mainly when they're feeding. And I usually like to use it in the spring when they're eating a lot, or in the fall time like it is now.
Yeah.
And then we have a Texas rig worm. There it is. And
Oh, I've actually caught a lot of bass. on
for
the
bass,
Texas.
literally you can use this bait anytime, anywhere, any day, wherever.
I think
whenever.
I caught like a 3-pound bass on a Texas rig.
Yes, this is an all-around great lure for targeting bass.
Okay, my next one is a crankbait. Crankbaits are so good for catching like 2 to 5 pound bass. And I think I've caught 2 bass on this one. And I caught it again around 2 or 3 in the afternoon. And
Where? Like what spot, if you were to be pond fishing, what spot would you recommend casting it? Like on the shoreline or out deep? Where would be the best place to use it?
Usually bass splash around the shoreline, so maybe around the shoreline. So yeah.
So next up for me, what I got is this is the Zoom Super Fluke. This little lure. Bass, especially in the spring and stuff like this. Like this is a fluke. You could also use it on a drop shot. They will destroy this almost like any time of day. Yeah, they just love this. So for our one viewer that we are doing a bass gear review.
Yep.
So we're starting off with soft plastics, and so for the fluke, it's like a really great lure for targeting bass, especially in the spring or in the summer. And yeah.
So feel free to live chat and like. Okay, so the next one I have is this swim bait. Oh, hey.
Hi,
Hi.
Brandon Fishing. Yeah, we're just gonna be targeting. Well, we're just talking about what's best for targeting bass.
Okay, so next I have a swim bait, and I've caught, I think, 2 bass on this again, but, and these are, like, really good for catching, like, really big bass and stuff, and if you want to fish in, like, a pond, I recommend casting, I think in the middle, and then, and then around, for this one, I think around like 12 or 1 for me for the swim bait. So, yeah.
So I have these swim baits. I don't use them very often, but I'm gonna be. I literally have never caught a bass because I've used it maybe once or twice. But it's a typical swim bait, good for deeper water, bottom dropping, jigging. But you can really use that for any time. And then over here, we have a creature bait, and this is really good for mainly springtime.
I have one of them too.
Yes, and you can Texas rig them, weedless rig them, however you want. You can use a swim bait head if you really wanted to. You can
Okay.
rig those anyway.
So I have 2 lures.
Just caught a 3-pounder on that one you're holding. This one, this
Nice.
creature bait.
Nice
Yeah,
job.
that's a nice fish.
So I have a Texas rig as well. So
But in the white color, yeah, the creature baits, they really catch the big ones.
this is like a piece that's like tore off of a wacky rig, and this is actually really good for like green sunfish and
Yeah,
stuff.
if you were to like have a Senko, like this, and like if a bass or something breaks it, you could still use like a little bit of piece like this for targeting stuff like panfish, trout,
Yeah.
bass, crappie.
I've never caught anything on this because I've never actually used it, but we have a few green sunfish in our pond, but I've never actually caught something on it. So I may use it in a video that Parker records.
So next up, we're gonna go with this specific brand is a Voodoo Mullet. It's a type of swim bait.
Yeah. Voodoo is a really
this
good
is-
brand.
Stuck together. It's a type of swim bait, but they make these soft plastic jointed swim baits. And those work really good. And then they also have the Voodoo Shrimp. The
Yeah.
Voodoo Mullet I've caught a lot of bass on. And the Voodoo Shrimp I don't think I've ever caught a fish on. But they also make Voodoo Shad, which looks like this. And this I've slammed some big bass on. Like they will love this.
So the next one I have is an electric chicken.
Yeah, Senko's make great Ned rigs, and when they start to break, yeah, you can actually buy little pieces of Senko's for Ned rigs.
Yeah. So I have an electric chicken. This is really good for saltwater fishing. I've never caught anything on it, but this is really good for like
It's a
trout.
swim bait, but the color of it is called electric chicken. It's
Yeah,
fun.
but it's good for like trout and stuff, I think. So
Yeah, then I have these little Ned rig creature baits
yeah.
for Ned rigs, but I don't have any Ned heads, like Ned rig heads, so I can't really use them. I need to buy some soon at Bass Pro or something like that. I gotta close my tech box.
Okay. I'm gonna go real quick. Yep. Okay, so I have these tiny little bug lures, kind of plastic.
Those are for like bluegill and stuff like that.
Yeah, these are really good for bluegill. I've never used them, but I may use them in a bluegill video. So yeah.
Yeah, also if you wanted to rig a swim bait or something like that, there's these weighted offset hooks. These work really good if you want to cast it out there but you don't want to use a jig head. And then this lure, I've caught a couple bass on this. This is swim bait. Can be used for saltwater and freshwater, but it's like a 5-6 inch, probably 5-inch swim bait with a custom head. And inside the head, you probably can't hear that. I can't even hear it, but there's a little rattler, so when it swims through the water, it looks good.
Okay, so the next thing I have is crappie tubes. So I have 2 different colors. I have a silver sparkly one with a red little tip, and then a black and green one. I've never caught a crappie before, but Parker has.
I don't know if you have these, but in early July, I used watermelon red baby. Let me go.
Oh my gosh.
Let me go read it. Live chat. Wait, hang on. I gotta go to the live chat so I can read it. It disappeared. Oh, hang on. It didn't show up. But
That's okay.
yeah,
That's okay.
I don't know. It ran out of time, but
Yeah.
the watermelon color works good for like all types of fishing. And if you're wondering why they're doing this in a shop / shed /
Cold.
house,
It's cold.
it's cold outside.
Yeah.
so-
it's like 43 degrees outside.
This is a plum with a chartreuse tail color
I have the same one.
swim bait. Yeah, they work. I never caught a bass on them, but I've gotten bites on them, so they definitely work. And then another one that's similar is this. And this is like the design of a bluegill, the color of a bluegill. And this one works really good. I've caught some 3+ pounders
These are very
on it.
these are very heavy baits. So if you cast them, it's gonna make a big splash, and they're gonna cast really far.
And then I have this green swim bait, kind of like a watermelon color, but it's got like purple glitter inside. It's this green swim bait, and it works good. I've caught 2 or 3 bass on it. I don't know.
Okay, so the next one I have is this top water. I think, yeah, it's a top water. It's really, I've already done this one.
So yeah, I guess that's the end of the. That's not a top water.
It's not. Okay, and then
So
the last
that's
one
the
I
end of
have
the soft
is
plastic segment.
Yeah.
Now we're doing
I have
hard baits.
0 hard baits.
Yes, you do. It's a hard bait.
I've already reviewed it.
You've already done the crankbait and everything?
Yes.
Oh gosh. Well, I have hard baits.
Well, I'm gonna do my tackle then.
Alright. So what I have, first off, starting. Gotta get these untangled.
Also, feel free to like if you want to.
Thanks for posting my thing on Fish Brain.
Mm.
Alright, so we have the Whopper Plopper. You guys, you might have saw my Whopper Plopper video.
Yeah.
This lure works incredible,
good.
especially in the summertime when there's a bunch of grass and weeds on the pond.
Yes.
You just pull it through, a bass will smoke it on the surface.
Yeah.
A blade bait. Very, very good bait for targeting bass in spawn, like the spawning season, pre-spawn, post-spawn, early spring, late spring, pretty much any time of year. Yep, the blade bait. This works incredibly.
Yes, sir. Of course.
Yep. And then
I have
I have a jig, and I put this little trailer on it. It doesn't really match, but this is a Baby Fireworks Super Jig, mainly for smallmouth bass. But we don't have smallmouth bass here. But I put this little curly tail jig on it as a trailer, and works pretty good.
I have like one last lure, but I have a
Homemade
few
lure.
more. I have a few more soft plastics that I want to show you guys, even though Parker's doing hard plastics. But I have this homemade lure that Parker made, and I've never caught anything on it, but Parker actually caught something on his homemade lure. He
I
caught a bass
on
on
my
it,
homemade lure.
and it was a pretty decent size, like maybe a pound.
So now, if you don't have this lure in your tackle box, you're doing something wrong. This is a rattle trap.
Oh my gosh, rattle traps are so good.
Yes, this rattle trap is the golden color. Literally, if you don't have this in your tackle box, then
You need to buy it.
you need to buy it. They're only like $4.
I don't have it.
So we got that crankbait, and then we also have. We have another lipless crankbait. I took the front hook off because it rusted and everything.
Okay, so I have a few.
And then we have a very deep diving Bass Pro crankbait.
Yeah, so I have a few more soft plastics.
I'm definitely doing something wrong. It's okay. Just get a rattle trap and you'll be doing it. You got it.
Yeah, so I have a lot of these like purple.
But I've been wanting to get one for a while. At my Walmart, they sell them, but
So
it's like the only bass lure that they sell.
I have 4 like soft plastic purple lures, and they're really good for like bass fishing and stuff. I've never caught anything on it, mostly because I never use it, but I need to use it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have this red lure with like a white tip, and this is
White
also
tip,
good. Yeah, this is also good for bass as well.
So I actually have a lot of this type of lure. Since I have so much, they're all tangled in my way. There we go.
Parker, we have 2. Yes.
Yay. It's a popper, Bass Pro Shops tournament popper. This works. I've caught 15, 20 bass or more on it. And there's a missing eye. There's a missing eye. And that is from a gar. I was gar fishing. And yeah. All right, man, I gotta go edit a video. Good luck on the stream.
Thank you.
Hope your video editing gets good. Yeah. Can't wait to see the video when it comes out.
Same. Okay, so the next lure that I have this one. It is a gold, like red glittery one. This is pretty good for bass as well. I have a lot of soft plastics that I never use, but I may use them in a few videos that Parker posts. And then I have this jig head right here, which is good for like bluegill and stuff.
Mhm.
And then I have another piece that came off of Wacky Rig, and then I have this.
I actually have a lot of these, but they're jerkbait. This is the Guggenbait jerkbait.
I want to see that this
Works
is kind of
great.
like a Texas rig.
You could use that as well.
Yeah, and then
But jerkbait works really good. It's the Shad Design, it's the Guggenbait's
Yeah.
jerkbait.
so I have this worm right here. It's a brown worm. It's pretty small, so this is good for like big but also smaller bass. So that's what it looks
So
like.
this is the hard plastic swim bait. This one's a bass design. Funny, I've actually caught a bass on the bass lure.
Oh, we lost our viewer.
Yeah.
It's okay.
But there it is. Bass swim bait. That one actually works really good. And of course, pretty much every bass fisherman has one of these. It's a frog.
I don't have a frog.
I know, you're not a bass fisherman. I'm kidding.
I'm a bass fisher woman.
But the frog, the tail is all messed up because it's been in the tray. But frog lure.
Okay,
So
so
that's this specific one is the
I have a different kind.
Booyah frog. That's what it is.
So I have a different kind of swim bait right here. It's still a swim bait, but it's not like this one. It's oh my gosh, I just dropped it. But it's like this and not this. But they're still both swim baits.
All right, now I have these soft plastics.
Oh my god. And then I have this. Is this crawfish or a shrimp?
I don't know.
I think it's like a crawfish or whatever.
It depends on if you're fishing freshwater or saltwater. So I have this little brown kind of shad.
I have a million more soft
Lure.
plastics.
Yeah, there it is. And yeah, it works pretty good. I've used it on a drop shot one time and it worked good.
Okay.
And then these are all for saltwater, but I have some shrimp lures.
Okay. Dude, you have like a million electric chickens.
I also have this little yellow glow in the dark swim bait. It actually turns pink in the sunlight, but I have caught multiple bass on that, and that will catch you bass. Another lure that's really great if the fish are being kind of, finicky and stuff like that, and they just want to eat small baits. I have literally this tiny little bluegill looking swim bait, and when they're being stubborn and not wanting to eat, throw this in front of them and they'll slurp it down.
Okay, so I have 3 of these. Are these like swim baits or? They have like weed blockers, but I think they're swim baits. But I have 3 of them, and then I have these 2 swim baits, which I already showed y'all, and then I have this one, which Parker has 3 of them, but
I gave her a lot of my lures.
yeah. So
But this is a golden swim bait, and it's supposed to imitate a croaker. I think I've caught a couple bass on that, even though it's for saltwater. Never caught a bass on this. I'm probably not going to show the ones that I haven't caught a bass on. This one, bass have smoked that one. They absolutely love it.
okay.
And yeah, that's pretty much all the lures that I've caught bass on.
So, I'm gonna show y'all some of like my bluegill lures. I have a whole cubby full of like bluegill lures and like crappie lures. So I have these little beetles, kind of.
Well, if I'm done showing my tackle, then feel free to keep the show. I'll be back. I'm just going to go put my tackle box up.
Okay, I'm gonna sit in your orange chair
Okay.
because it's a better angle for me. Okay, so I have this little like grub worm. I think it's a grub worm. And then I have this lure. It's not for bluegill at all, but I have this soft plastic. And then
One crucial bait that I forgot to show.
a
Spinnerbait.
spinnerbait. I don't have spinnerbait.
I forgot to show it because it was on my rod.
And then I have this little tiny green
And
lure.
then this is a good reel for bass. Shimano FX 2500 HD if you wanted to go in the spinning reel.
Oh, Parker. Guys, I will be right back.
Well, you can't just leave them.
Dude,
What do you want? You want
just
your rod?
entertain them. Yes, I want my rod.
Okay, I'll leave it.
Okay, So, Parker's gonna go get my rod, but this is my entire cubby of tackle. And then this is full of lures. I don't have nearly as many as Parker, but there's a lot of lures that I want that he has.
So Jade has this hard plastic swim bait.
They
is like
can't
her-
see it. They can't see
It's
it.
like her new favorite lure.
I've caught 2 bass in one day on this thing.
Big deal. I'm kidding.
I know, but like I've never caught 2 bass in one day. And then I have a blue spinner. I think it's like a, what size of paddle is this?
It's like a 2,000 or 2,500. Hey,
Yeah.
we got one viewer.
Yay!
I just
Thank
showed
you.
the spinner bait, by the way.
Feel free to like, guys.
Hey, Jade, get
Yeah,
on your chair.
I know.
Get on your chair.
Then I have, so the swim bait is super good for bass. I caught the 2 bass. So the first bass that I caught was like, it was like around 4 o'clock, and then the second one was like around 5:45.
Yeah, so this little swim bait works good in the afternoon. Hey, 2 likes.
Hey, thank you. And feel free to live chat as well. So I literally love my swim bait. So awesome.
So
So-
I showed the spinner bait, but I didn't really talk about it. So if you're gonna be using a spinner bait, though you can use them anytime because they'll always catch fish. Like literally in the dead of winter, midsummer, spring, fall, anytime they will catch you fish. I caught 7 bass in one day, one time on a spinner bait, on that exact spinner bait that I showed. But you can use them near the surface, in the middle, or on the bottom. Any time of day, any temperature, they will eat it.
So now I just want to go fishing and catch a bass. We can do that.
Well, we're probably going to go fishing, so we're probably going to end the live chat here. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye, and happy fishing. End.